Nelson, the home opener tonight for you guys at Canada Life Centre. Just what's the excitement like in the room and for yourself to play in front of the Moose fans again?
It's good. There's a lot of energy in the dressing room. I mean, I think you may have seen it at morning skate if you were watching it. Just being able to play in front of fans again. I mean, lots of us were watching the Jets game last night, and to see the atmosphere and see the energy in the building, it's something that we're really looking forward to tonight.
I was going to say too, the going back to a more regular schedule tonight. You're playing a team that you didn't play at all last year. So does it feel good to kind of have that sense of normalcy? And is this kind of maybe that first real feeling of it now, that because it's totally different from what you were doing last year in that All-Canadian division?
Yeah, it's a breath of fresh air just to see a different opponent. I mean, you look at the last road trip, we played Toronto and Laval. Those were two teams that we played all last season. So to just be able to prepare for something different than what we've seen in the last year and a half, it's just nice to look forward to.
Was there maybe like a little more attention maybe to the tape this time around, just because it's been so long since you played this team, and maybe, you know, getting reacquainted with them might be a little more difficult, even for them as well, but is there more attention going into the game with tape and things like that?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, just like you said, getting acquainted with different players and different tendencies, and systematically they would be different than any other team. So just making those slight adjustments to make sure we're sharp, that's something that we'll work forward from here on until tonight.
David gets drafted and then he comes here and maybe he's a bit of an unknown. You might not have known about him, but when you first saw him and then now what kind of strides has he made? What impresses you most about David? Yeah.
He's come such a long way. I mean, if you ask me personally, I think he's a really underrated prospect league-wide. I mean, you look at him and he has all the attributes that a full-time NHLer has. He's a strong skater. He's strong on his stick. He has a great shot. He thinks the game extremely well. And systematically, he's sound too. So just to watch from the day he was drafted and kind of work his way up throughout the American League and getting games in the NHL. Each day he's out there before and after practice trying to get better, trying to just work on his craft just a little bit more, so that when he does have the opportunity to make the transition full time, he's completely ready to go. So he's, I mean, credit to him. He's come a long ways, and I think he's got a pretty bright future in front of him.
You're going to have to buy you dinner after that.
Well, that wasn't the goal. I speak that highly of him. So
I appreciate that. And somebody who has had a good chunk of time in a very pivotal time when the Jets were down to D, you played a lot of minutes there, and then you're sort of caught in between right now, playing a big role with one club. Do you offer advice with him so that he can stay patient? Because you of all people in this organization know what patience is like.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm definitely no stranger to that, and I mean, it's just making sure that you stick with the process. I mean, he has a good head on his shoulders, and I think he has that figured out. So he's not a guy that I necessarily have to talk to too often about something like that. But I mean, yeah, it's just, I mean, the opportunity is going to come when that time comes. I mean, no one ever really knows. No one has a crystal ball. So just to stick with it and keep working so that when the opportunity does come, you're ready to go.
How's the team meshing, just with the amount of players that were, coming back to the Moose after being up with the big club and the new players coming in throughout? How maybe challenging has it been for the team to kind of mesh just when there's kind of new faces, it seems, rolling in every game or so? Yeah,
it's good. You look at the core group that's there. I mean, with even, like, to some degree, I'm kind of a new face too. When you look at how my year went last year being on the taxi squad, there was that core group because there was a lot of turnover last year. And just coming back down with those new faces, the new guys that we've brought into the room are just exceptional people, great guys. So we're meshing really well so far. I mean, I'm really happy with the way that our group is, both on and off the ice. And I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's exciting to kind of go into a season when you have a group that's close this soon and know that we're working kind of towards one common goal.